Did you read the instructions?
I think I can skip this down here past you that page.
Yeah, it's good.
So, let's see.
15 minutes away or so.
Okay, hang on, okay, yeah.
I'll just get to the T there.
Is that Matthew?
Yes. Okay, and then we're coming here for a couple minutes, yes?
Yes, correct.
Okay, ciao. Okay. Okay.
Install new steering box.
Yeah, then I reattach the rag joint, and then it says,
And then it says install new steering box using hardware saved from the original box.
Yep.
Torque to 60 pounds. Bring the steering box to its center position
Yep.
using the steering box input shaft. Continue rotation.
Yep.
Install the new pitman arm lining up to the master spline.
yes,
Torque to 115 foot-pounds.
yep.
Install the half-inch rag joint supplied with the kit.
Well, we can, yes, well, that's sitting here, I can do that, but I
Attach
can't
the
get,
flange. Reattach the drag link to the pitman arm.
I can't get that in, because there's no
Did you
room.
put the pitman arm on first?
No,
Oh, I see. You can't.
right, no, it just won't fit.
Well, can you?
It won't, I
Okay, well,
don't.
can you undo one end here and drop it down enough to get it up there?
Oh, maybe, yeah, okay, let's try this end. Good podcast.
You hear that, everybody?
No, I
Good
can't,
thought.
see, look.
Oh, no?
See, it's hitting here, the center link, right, is hitting on the, you know, the
Well,
instructions.
can you take this one off too?
Oh, I'd have to,
Drop.
well, maybe if I take them both off. Like, it shouldn't, like,
Shouldn't be that hard.
no, it shouldn't be that hard, but it's always that hard, because, okay, let's just see. Well, look, then I probably can't get it back up, let's see. No, I can't get this one in.
Are they not in line?
Okay, Cass, I'm not listening to you anymore.
Is there an adjustment on that to make it?
No, there's no adjustment, Cass. So basically, how did I get back in there? Turn this. Okay, I think I'm gonna deal with this after breakfast. Okay, I love this shit. Read the instructions and it doesn't work.
Hi guys. 69 GTO, my first ride. Nice. We're working on a GTO in the other bay actually. Well, Blair is.
Okay, now I got the whole front end apart. Excellent. Okay, I'm going for breakfast. Deal with this on my return. Okay, where's that other equipment on?
Windsor, Ontario. Thanks. You guys want to see an update on the Corvette?
Okay,
All
don't
we're back
touch
together
anything
now.
up here,
I know that
Cass.
the
Oh, God.
wasn't planning on it.
Okay.
The YouTube videos haven't come out about this, so I'll just give you a sneak peek. But it's been repainted. It's a little dusty right now, so you can't see how shiny it is because, well, this shop is just dust and dust. Oh, we can go check out what Blair's doing. My own shop? I do, but it's too cold to stay in my trailer right now. So I've been working out of Rough Bros. Say hi to Blair.
Other than what?
You're on a YouTube live.
Oh, far freaking out. Hey there. Table looks great.
Oh yeah,
You need
my
to leave
table
it here.
from. I'm not leaving my table here.
But it's so handy.
I know.
I
It's
know.
a nice table. I just epoxied that table. I had the sandblaster, or when he did the frame for the GTO, I had him sandblast that for me too.
Okay, I'm going for breakfast and then my full match gotta go back here and then you will see his vision.
Ooh. Lots of snow here. We got a massive dump of snow like a week, or no, I guess it was 2 weeks ago. And then it just got really cold, so not so much snow since then, but we've had like a snowless winter. It's only snowed a handful of times, but a couple weeks ago we got like a foot overnight, and it hasn't melted, but it's been like minus 20 for the past like week and a half. Foot of snow in Quebec. Nice. Yeah, it's actually been a pretty mild winter, and it's been warm all winter, like warm and no snow. It's been really weird. And then 2 weeks ago, like at the beginning of February, it's like 2 week long cold snap, or 2.5 week long cold snap. It's been down to like minus 25 at some nights, minus 20. It's just starting to warm up. But yesterday morning on my drive to work, it was minus 19 at like 8 a.m. I don't know what year that GTO is, but it is a GTO. I don't know, I haven't been working on that one. Hi from Oregon. Blair's gonna be on coffee here in 10 minutes, so I'll get him to answer some of your questions then. If you guys aren't already following their YouTubes and my YouTube, make sure that you guys are subscribed so you can see all the new stuff. Mike is, well, so this car, you guys haven't been following along, that's the 70 Chevelle, so that's what we've been building Mike to drive across Canada again this year. So yesterday and the day before, I prepped it all for paint, so it's all in 400, but there's a couple spots that need to be spot primed. So after it's spot primed, finish up prepping it for paint, and then hopefully we can get that painted maybe next week. When am I gonna paint the Corvette? The Corvette's actually already painted and assembled. My distributor got here yesterday, so I just gotta drop the new distributor in, and that job is done. The interior is not reassembled yet, but Matt doesn't know what he wants to do for the interior. But anyways, the car's done, the car's painted. I know that the YouTube videos aren't out yet. Like, the YouTube videos come out a lot slower than the work gets done.
Okay. Take care of my coupe.
I know,
He's
stuck
needy.
to me like you. He's been extra needy since he's been at Jada's.
Yes, I know, she just spoiled. I mean, he was spoiled rotten when, you know what I mean, but no.
He's like, you better bring me back some breakfast.
You get nothing.
Where are you guys going for breakfast?
Fucking timber.
Nice. Have fun.
I will. Well, whatever, then we're gonna drive him back here.
Sounds good.
But he's trying to make it home for Valentine's.
You want to see the Corvette? Okay, well, it's a little dusty right now. I painted it almost a week and a half ago. Like I said, guys, the video content doesn't come out as fast. I know that the Rust Bros channel does, but my videos get edited a lot slower. I'm a way smaller channel. The production company handles all of our YouTube videos being posted and stuff. So we're trying to get on a better schedule. But this is a Corvette. It's really, really freaking dusty right now because it's been sitting out. You can see the dust on it there. So anyways, but yeah, it got painted. It's probably almost going on 2 weeks. The whole thing's assembled, except for the new distributor. It has a distributor in there, but it's the wrong distributor. It's not cable drive, and my new one is. Also, the distributor that's on that motor, it's too large, so it's kind of hitting the back of the firewall as well. So I just gotta put the new distributor on, and then that car's good to have its flashes. Your glasses?
My safety goggles.
I didn't take them.
Really?
Really? Why would I have taken them?
Oh, just to piss me off. Hey, I found them. Thank you.
Where's the doggos? Oh, Lincoln was just beside me. Oh, Lincoln, you're not going outside, buddy. Come here. Yeah. His dad just left to go for breakfast, and that makes him really sad. So he'll just sit and stare at the door. You a good boy. You a good boy. He's a real suck lately. Yeah, it definitely does need, the Corvette definitely does need a polish. The orange peel on it is actually not that bad. I sprayed epoxy as a sealer because That's just what I've had the most success with. But with spraying epoxy as a sealer, you do get a little bit more texture. But honestly, the orange peel on it is real minimal, so it would definitely be perfect for the polish. There's some dust nibs in it, which is just like we don't have a very quality booth, but not as much as I was expecting. It actually turned out phenomenal for our paint booth setup. So it would be awesome if I could do a cut polish on it, but we'll see. The paint's still pretty fresh. I like to try to give my paint at least a month before you go in and polish it. You can polish it sooner, but we don't have a bake booth, and you know, I put 3 coats of clear on there, so it is good for a polish or like a wet sand and polish. So eventually it'll get done, but I like to leave it for a month because sometimes if you polish it too quickly, it'll dull the clear really bad, and you can polish it back up, but it just doesn't look as good. So I'm gonna wait till that's fully cured. It's pretty cold out too, so anyways, I'm gonna give it a month before I go and hit the dust nibs and polish it. Are you putting the Corvette badge on the front end? So I am actually not. The Corvette badge, I mean, I might order one, but the Corvette badge that was on the front of that car to begin with was not the right Corvette badge, and somebody had, I don't know what year it was off of or whatever, if it was like an aftermarket piece, but it was too large, and so they had like bent it in half to like fit into the 2 original holes, and so the badge on the front was messed up and not sitting on there right and looked absolutely horrible. So when I was doing my fiberglass repair, and those holes were cracked or whatever from them like prying the emblem and like bending the emblem in half and like shoving it into those 2 front holes. So when I did my fiberglass repairs, I filled those holes. If I want to go put the new one on, I just gotta drill 2 holes and put the new one on. But we haven't ordered it, so I don't know if we'll put one on or not. Yeah, Honey belongs to Blair's girlfriend, Lou, and Lincoln is Mike's dog, but Honey's in timeouts because she can't come down to the shop really anymore unless she has full-time supervision, because she just eats everything. She'll, like, if you have food or a bag or whatever, she'll get into it. She gets into Lincoln's dog food. I've pulled, I don't know how much saran wrap out from down her throat. She'll like go into the bathroom and eat the bathroom garbage. So anyways, she is no longer allowed down here because we don't want her to get sick. She drank, what was the tipping point is like 2 weeks ago, she came down here and started drinking oil out of an oil pan. So anyways, Honey is being really weird lately and just getting into everything. And we don't want her to eat something that's gonna kill her. What's the car on the wall? I don't know what year this is, but it's a Studebaker. Rick, the metal fabricating guy that we had in season 1 of Rust Bros, he's the one that cut the whole side of the car off and like made mounts or whatever to put that up there. Probably won't do another Corvette in a while. Seems like pain in the ass. Yeah, the Corvette. You know, it was a bad decision from the start, and so basically like how this whole channel stuff is working, like I know you guys see Matt a lot, so me and Matt have like kind of a business partnership, and so the shop I have in Barrier is actually on one of Matt's properties, so I don't have to pay shop rent there, so I don't have overhead, and so that's how he plays into it, and he does also all of the social media editing. His crew does, so all I have to do is film, and then I send my videos in, and then they have an editing team that edits it, and then we share all the profits we make off of all the social media, any sponsorships, and if we make a profit on cars. He bought this car for way too much to begin with, so basically anything we did to this car meant that we were never going to turn a profit on it. He knew that. I told him that. It was also just supposed to be pulling the old motor out and putting a new motor in, and we were supposed to have the original motor rebuilt, and then he got carried away. So then we painted it and put a new motor in it, and the motor that went in it was not for this car, so there was a bunch of issues, and I'm not a mechanic, so it was slow for me figuring it out. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever do another Corvette again. Corvettes are a pain in the butt. They're all fiberglass. They're never in very good shape. They're hard to work with. They're really low to the ground. There's like no working room in there in the engine bay or underneath the car. So I don't know why he bought it, and I don't know why we did it in the first place, but it's done now except for the distributor. So And yeah, I still have my other shop in Barrier, but I was living in that like fifth wheel trailer, and it's just like -20 out right now. So once it starts to warm up again, I'll go back to there. But for now, I also have like quite a few projects I need to help out here at Rustbros. So I'll probably be sticking around to finish up the Chevelle to drive across Canada, because at least to paint. And then Mike wants me to do body work to that GTO as well. So I'll be here for a couple weeks, just filling in the blanks, working on some of Mike's stuff. Don't do the limo. If I do the limo, I won't be doing like the whole limo. I would just be making that 2-foot patch panel for the side there. And then like off camera, I kind of discussed it with him. Like the only way, like there's no feasible way to go fix all those cracks on the limo and do like a whole repaint. That's why I was saying the box liner stuff, because for the box liner, it really doesn't matter if you were to texture liner the whole outside. Like you would fix the big dents, because the dents kind of are accentuated with a box liner. But as for all the cracks and stuff like that, you can literally just like scoop some Bondo on a crack and sand it down flush and then spray that stuff over it. But we'll see what happens with the limo. At most, I'm just gonna sand the whole thing down with 80 grit and send it to a different shop to get box lined and just make that 2-foot patch panel. Yeah, I don't want to get into doing the full limo. That's not what I'm interested in, but I told him I'd do a patch panel for it, because that's not a big deal. You just picked up a 2007 Corvette? Nice. Yeah, the Corvette. And so our next project, well, our next couple projects, they're all pickup trucks. Because one, out where we are, pickup trucks are a necessity. 90 Chevys have really come up in value in our area. So we ended up buying a couple 90 Chevys that I'm just gonna do cab corner rockers and paint to. Well, probably not even paint, but you know, maybe I'll like from body line down or whatever, do rock guard. And then just like tires and get them running. But the next couple projects are just going to be basically like cab corner rocker jobs. Quick in and outs, hopefully. Yeah, so the propane truck that you guys saw, that if you guys have been watching the YouTube a couple weeks ago, they posted a video of that white square body with that tilt deck box thing on it. So that's going to be my next project, and all that's happening with that, well, I think I'm going to repaint that one because it's actually in pretty decent shape, but it needs cab corners and rockers. It needs a couple patches on the inner rocker, and then I'm going to rip that box off, and it's still got the frame for the tilt deck, and so I'll just lay new wood in there, so it'll just have a wooden tilt deck. And I'll probably put some new cabinets on it, and then I'm just gonna strip it and paint it. So that's gonna be the next one, and then, you know, that one's actually, I'm pretty excited for that. It's not a whole lot of work. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it on propane though. We'll see. We'll see how it runs. I haven't got it running yet or anything like that. It's parked out in the yard here actually. But I don't know a whole lot about propane systems, so I'm gonna see everything. But it's weird because it has a gas tank on one side and a propane tank on the other side. So I'm wondering almost if it's dual, because like I used to have a 90 Chevy that was supposedly ran on both, and I had like the propane set up, but I never used it. I just ran it on gas, and it had like a switch in the cab. So I don't know if maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go over it. I don't know very much about the propane systems yet, so. Outlaw 100 Mile house. Nice. My family's from 100 Mile. If you know, they've been Zenzies. Thank you. Your 2015 has one rust spot over the rear wheel well. Grind out the rust. See how the hole is. Maybe a little patch. Weld in a little patch. And just Bondo and repaint the box side. Propane. Aren't you supposed to be in an MRI? Technically, only half of them are mine, or they're only half mine. All the trucks, because Matt's also in on all the buying of the vehicles. Yeah, propane can be great. I know that, like originally that's what I wanted to do to my pink Chevy is I was gonna switch it to propane. A lot of my friends like have swapped their vehicles to propane, and it's good. I know that you lose a little bit of power, but propane's also cheap, and they really like running it. I also know it's not ideal for the cold, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna see how it runs. I want to compression test that motor too and just see how tired it is. But once I get into it, like once I get it back into the shop and take a look at it, I'll know more. But I already ordered the cab corners and rockers, so I'm probably gonna address the outside before the inside. But yeah, that truck's in immaculate shape. Like the metal's in immaculate shape, so. Oh, in the waiting area. I have learned a lot. And I know it's kind of hard. Like, also the other thing about doing this YouTube channel and stuff is I'm not a mechanic. I am a body man. I'm a ticketed body man. I know how to do metal fab, paint, and body. Doing these builds, I'm getting a lot more into mechanical, but I'm not a trained mechanic. I don't have a red seal in it. So it's a slow learning process, but I also want to be like really honest with my experience. And so I know it's probably frustrating to watch, especially if you're a car guy and you know more than me. Watching the videos might seem a little chaotic, but I'm learning. So it is what it is. You're watching this from Tim Hortons and 100 Mile? Nice. Yeah, if you know the Vincenzis, which that's like my whole family, my Nana, my Oma, my Auntie Angie, and all those people, all of my mom's side of the family lives in 100 Mile. "15-yard tech? Nice. Have you heard of Ace of Spades paint? I feel like I've seen them advertised, but I haven't personally used them. I am learning a lot. Learning the hard way too. So is Matt. I'm also learning to listen to Matt less. Is that a shiner on my eye? No, I'm just tired. Massive bags. I've slept like shit all this past week. Not getting enough of it. Good to know. Oh, it's the polar bear guy. How's it going? I like the mats. If I could pronounce your last name, I might. But hi to Darren. I've yet to get to use those rim maskers yet, but my boyfriend wants to paint the rims on his truck, so I think we're gonna take some home and try them out actually, as soon as it gets a little bit warmer here. I would love to get 7 hours of sleep. That'd be awesome. Am I still working on my other shop? I will be probably next month, but it's too cold to stay in the trailer. And one of the there's like 2 apartments above the other shop, and next month they'll be empty, and so I'll actually be moving from the trailer up into the apartment on the same property. So I'm basically just waiting for that, but Mike has lots of work for me to do here, so I'm gonna help them out with some of the builds that they're doing. On a Subaru van. Nice. Well, and I've had to mask up lots of rims, and I think it's a genius idea. I think they're gonna work really well. I plan on sleeping when I'm dead. Yeah. There's just not enough hours in a day. Like if we could have a 28-hour day instead, so I could actually get 8 hours of sleep, that would be perfect. There's just not enough hours. Well, what's everybody else working on? Has anybody else got a cool winter project? Hey, Blair. Blair. It's coffee time, but I don't think he knows it. Oh, let's go yell at Blair. You guys can see how freaking messy the shop is through a walkthrough. Anyways, that's 70 Chevelle. This is the Corvette. It has been painted. Space still all together. Hey, Blair.
Yo.
It's coffee time.
Oh, yes. My
Like
second
10
favorite
minutes ago, I
time.
forgot to tell you.
Oh, well, great.
What are you doing to this? Do you want to tell the peeps?
Say what?
What are you doing today for this?
Well, I just connected the floor pan to the tunnel in the center. And now I've got to do both floor pans so it's all tied in. I'm really digging this garden. Like, this is a freaking ride.
Well, it's better than last week when you were saying, why me?
Exactly, right? But we're almost there. So, yeah, bit by bit, bit by bit.
Yeah, I got new quarters, new floor, frame's been sandblasted. Now Mike wants me to Bondo it. Roughen all the bodywork before we prime that one. What?
That's why I'm hitting the car yet, the messing at the front passenger car. How close am I?
4 inches, 3 inches, 2 inches.
Okay.
Sent Blair some pictures of your 66. Oh. Can't read and walk at the same time. Thank you. Yeah, I know the YouTube channel is a little slow on my channel right now, but we're building it up. It's small, so there's only so much profit being made, and because it's being edited by the production company and posted, it's like you can only spend a certain amount. But as the channel grows and produces more money, we'll be able to put out content faster. Russ Bros channel is a lot larger than mine, and they started a lot earlier, so their videos come out faster and more often because the channel makes more money to pay for it. So we're getting there though. I think I'm up to like 30,000 subscribers here on YouTube, which is phenomenal. Now I just have to figure out how to get everybody from my Instagram and my TikTok over to the YouTube. Working at a scrapyard crushing cars, nice. I don't think I'm gonna be traveling to any of the car shows this year. When we go to those events, they're like generally paid for and your girl's broke, so I can't pay to go without being sponsored to go. And there's a couple things that I was gonna do in the United States this year, but with everything that's going on, probably won't be traveling very much. I'm doing pretty good since SEMA. I did have an awesome time while we were down there. Hi from the UK. Yeah, getting people to go from one platform to the other isn't easy. However, since TikTok might be getting taken down, I feel like a lot of people will gravitate towards YouTube, hopefully. But I know, like, just like me, like, I basically never go through YouTube Shorts, but I'm always on TikTok, and I don't really like Instagram or Facebook, so it's like I feel like everybody has their favorite platform that they stick to. But we started the YouTube channel, like actually started like posting consistently, I think in November or September. Yeah, I think it was September. So it's only been a couple months and it's grown to 30,000, and like that's pretty great. I also need to work on like advertising my YouTube on other platforms and just like doing that. It's just like really hard to kind of figure out the algorithm, and we've had a lot of communication like issues or downfalls between like my end and the production company's end. So we've now been like doing like weekly meetings and discussing what's coming out and what we're doing. So we are like just getting into that groove. Thank you.
Polar bear Matt's car.
The polar bear guy was just on my YouTube live. So that's the polar bear Matt guy's car. Cool.
Very cool.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think you're gonna gain getting cams in your car? There's a video, or like it's like an audio, and people have been using it to as like a TikTok audio for their cars, and it's like the audio is like, what do you think you're gonna gain from putting a cam in your car? And then it like swaps to somebody's vehicle with a big cam. It's just like blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Our $0 fishing boat. And actually, we just got another fishing boat. Well, Curtis and his brother did. But yeah, Curtis been doing a lot of ice fishing. I'm just not really interested in going and sitting out in the cold. Yeah, and like I'm in some of the Rust Bros videos, but because like Rust Bros has their YouTube and I have my own YouTube, like I don't profit off of their YouTube and they don't profit off of my YouTube. And there's some fairness discussions on who should be getting, like if I post Rust Bros in my video, if I should be giving them money. Anyways, this is the whole thing. But anyways, I can't advertise on the Rust Bros YouTube because it's just not very fair. Not set up for super chat? What's super chat? Where's Connor? I don't know where Connor is. I haven't seen Connor in weeks, months. Yeah, in the summertime, I'm sure that we're going to be fishing lots. I've been trying to get Curtis to start his own YouTube channel because he does like hunting and fishing every week. And instead of posting hunting and fishing stuff on my channel of what we do, I thought it would probably be better if we started a separate channel to do all of our hunting and fishing and outdoor stuff, and then keep this channel automotive based. Because I feel like a lot of people, like some people love the hunting and fishing videos, and some people are like, we came here for cars, so I feel like I just need to start a different YouTube. Sending money in chat, that's what a super chat is. I have no idea how to set up any of this. It's like my second or third YouTube live. That is a clusterfuck. Basically done now. Just waiting on the distributor got here yesterday or the day before, so I just got to throw it in now. And that car is done until Matt figures out what he wants to do with the interior, but that probably won't be till the summertime. Well, first off, I need to get my shop set up better. But a month from now, like there's a bunch of stuff, like I also need a paint booth. Like the majority of what we do, like I'm a body man and I want to stay more towards like body and paint. And so in a month from now, the people, like one of the other bays in the other shop across from my shop is going to be empty, and I think we're going to build a paint booth in there. But it's kind of hard to like be doing full builds in an unequipped shop. So me and Matt, like while I've been working here, got a lot more tools, still some stuff that we need to get, got a gas sponsorship. So I'm slowly accumulating stuff that I need to actually make that shop functional, because it's just not very functional yet. But we're planning on putting in a paint booth on the same property in the shop beside. And then once I do that, then it's gonna be, quick stuff, like quick body stuff, like small rust patches and blend panels and stuff on classics, because I got a long list of clients that all have like wheel well rust, cab corner rocker rust on their vintage and classic vehicles. So I'll probably I'm gonna try to start with small repairs, and then we'll probably have like one big long project to fill in the gaps. I don't like the inflatable booths. I think that I've used them before and they're good in a pinch. The only thing is when you inflate them and deflate them, all of the overspray on the fabric on the inside of those inflatable paint booths as it deflates, it all like half-ass chips off, and then when you inflate it again, you have like all of these chips that are either in there or like half stuck to the wall, and I just find that like it just is, you might as well just paint in an open shop. I think you would get the same amount of dust, in my opinion. I also find that they're quite narrow. I used one a couple times. I just wasn't a big fan of it. Damn. Yeah. I think like the YouTube channel is making a bit of money, not as much as like other channels, but it'll get there. Slow start. It's only been up and running for like 4 months, so I feel like it's doing pretty well for that. But yeah, and also like I've been on social media for the last couple of years filming the show, but I haven't been like a social media person or influencer, so there's also a lot of stuff that I have to work on to like get better at it too. Hi from Saskatchewan. Thank you. I'm also still learning like body and paint. Like I know what I'm doing there. Metal fabrication, I've got all like the base skills. This year we have some projects that are gonna hopefully require some really cool metal shaping things that you guys will probably see a Viper motor on my YouTube here in a little bit that Matt purchased, and a little bit about what he wants it to go into. So yeah, we're gonna have some cool projects as well, but I want to stick to mostly body and metal work and paint, but there's gonna be some mechanical thrown in there too, and I'm learning, and it's good to learn, but it's also difficult and takes a lot of time. Do you prefer stock or aftermarket? Generally stock. Aftermarket parts never fit worth a shit. Hi from Brazil. Yeah, and it's a Viper. It's the V10 Viper motor out of a car, so it's aluminum block, which apparently isn't the good one. I don't actually know a whole lot about Viper motors, but Matt got the Viper motor. He's waiting on the computer, and he doesn't have the transmission yet, so he still has to find a transmission for it and get the computer. So once he gets all that acquired, they did spend a lot of money on it, so I don't know. We'll see. How long has Mike been working on cars? I have zero clue. He's been collecting them for a long time. I've only known Mike since I started working here at the shop, so I've got as much backstory as you guys do. Yeah, I probably won't be doing car detailing for extra cash. Doing this YouTube thing and doing what I'm doing now is like, I basically make the same amount as if I am working a regular job, which is enough for me. And if I'm gonna get into doing extra stuff for cash, I'll probably do something that I like to do, a hobby that makes money. Yeah, and also, I don't have to make very much off of social media to survive, because I mean I have the mortgage on my house and everything, but my mortgage is only like $1,000 a month. My house insurance is $500 a month, and my other various bills, like as long as I take in like $2,000 a month, all of my stuff's paid for, so I can live fairly cheaply while getting all this stuff on the go. So right now, YouTube makes enough that I can pay my bills, and it's only gonna go up from here, hopefully, because I mean, we're only at 30,000 subscribers, so it'll be good. And also, I have been working for Mike on some of his stuff too, on the in-betweens as well. And for the past, like, not this past year, but the 2 years prior to that, I worked really long days, more than one job, put all my stuff aside, you know, down payment on the house and all that jazz. And so doing this YouTube stuff is also pretty lax, which is honestly what I needed, because the past 2 years of my life have been absolute chaos. Thank you. Canadian living in London? So yeah, a lot of my friends pay a lot less in house insurance than I do. The reason my house insurance is so high is because I live in a rural area that doesn't have like fire coverage. Like there's no, if my house lights on fire, the nearest fire department will come and make sure that it doesn't light the rest of the forest on fire, but they won't do anything to save my house because I don't have fire coverage because I don't live within a city limit. And so that's the reason why my insurance is so high. And the other thing is my house is really old. It was built in 1960. And I also have a shingle roof, not a tin roof, which I'm fixing. And I have this thing that heats my house, and it's an outside wood broiler. And so basically you make a fire inside the wood broiler and it heats up water and it pumps water through the floors of my house. And so that adds extra like fire, I guess, like makes them nervous that it might start a fire, and also more likely to have massive water damage if one of those pipes burst in the house. So because of my heating source and my location and the age of my house, that's why I pay so much in house insurance. It's crazy, and that's like the cheapest I could get. So, but my house is insured for $500,000 and the contents for $500,000, so it's probably still not enough to rebuild that house, but anyways. It's the downside to living in Canada in a rural area with wood heat. Damage potential, yeah, there's the word. Yeah, and also like they do make better, like the wood broiler I have is quite old. So, but yeah, like the insurance will get cheaper once I put a new roof on too, because my roof is old and leaking. So that also plays into expensive insurance. But this spring I have the materials now to do my roof. So this spring I'm gonna put on a new tin roof, and that should drop my insurance by at least like $50 a month, hopefully. And because that was the other reason it was higher is because I'm 24 and don't have like, my credit's not bad, but it's not like good because, well, I'm only 24, and all that other stuff incorporated also, I guess, adds to the price. I'm hoping in 5 to 10 years I'm in big money. My dream is to make enough money, put enough money away that I can retire early and live a simple life, because all I want is a small house and lots of land to live off of, hunt and fish for subsistence. Be a good time. Yeah, we get crazy wildfires here too. Crazy wildfires. It's been really bad the last couple years too. Yeah, it's a wood stove, but it's outside my house, and it's like you stock the fire, and it's got a water reservoir above the fire, and then I have a pump system on the inside of my house that takes the water from the top of that wood broiler outside and pumps it through my floors through like it's not PVC, but it's some sort of PVC like tubing, and it runs through my cement floor in my basement, and then it runs through the floor upstairs. Yeah, BC is nice. It's kind of really expensive to live here. This is like a vacation area, but it's good. Yeah, the blue theory, actually was thinking about painting my roof blue when I put the tin on. just for shits and giggles, you know, just in case it was not a conspiracy. Plus, where I live, it's like a beach community, so having like a blue roof would actually be pretty sick, because when I renovate it, it's gonna be like beachy vibes. It'll be our beach vacation house. Well, right now it's our house, but I don't know if we'll live there forever, but I promise I wouldn't sell it because it's our family home. Yeah, BC does stand for bring cash. Yeah, when I put the new chimney on that, in that video, I had to put a new chimney on that, otherwise I would. There was like a handful of stuff. I had somebody come inspect the property. It was also impossible to find anybody that would insure the property. There was one insurance company that was like, yeah, we'll insure you. Because I used to have a different insurance company, but I don't know, they said that I was too, like, high risk, so they didn't want to insure me anymore. So when I bought the house from my parents, they were like, yeah, we're not going to let you continue on with this policy, so go somewhere else. But yeah, I had to put, when I had my house inspected, the chimney and the door seal were like two of the big things to for them to give me coverage. And before, I also only had, I think there was only one chimney stack on it, and it has to be, like, depending on how far away it is from your house is how tall your chimney has to be. There's like some sort of regulation so that if there's sparks that fly up through the chimney, as it go through the breeze, they'll miss your house instead of landing on your house. So like there's that stuff too. Also, the chimney for that wood broiler is heckin' expensive. So expensive. Do I still have my pink Chevy? Yes, I do. It's sitting in my yard. It needs some front end work. It's got some dents in it now. I think probably at the end of this month, I'm hoping to get the parts for it, and I'm just gonna fix the front end, and then I'm hoping to maybe take it out on Mceown and do some mud bogging or whatever, and basically rally the shit out of it before I redo it, because it needs a new paint job. So get all the damage and fun in before I do the rebuild on it. Blair is an awesome teacher. They make hood supports for, yeah. So I didn't know that either, and actually somebody recently bent my hood in half. One of my mom's friends was, I don't know if I can remember, this was actually like a couple months ago. But anyways, yeah, moved my truck and put a battery in it and moved it, and then when he took the battery out and went to go close the hood, he just like jumped up and fucking reefed on the front of my hood and bent it in half. So the pink Chevy also needs some repair on the hood, and I'm definitely going to be putting one of those supports in when I redo it. Probably not coming to the East Coast this year, but we'll see. Oh, nice. But yeah, slow process. I got a lot of projects, not a lot of money, so it's been on the back burner for a while, but the front end parts aren't super bad. But I have also all the paint and stuff to repaint the pink Chevy. It's just like having a place to do it. How do I keep it from freezing right now? Well, when it's running, the water's warm, so it doesn't freeze, and all the lines are like buried 2 feet underground from like where the fireplace is to where my house is. And right now my fireplace actually, it sprung a leak, so I couldn't run the system right now, and so I just drain all the water out of the system if it's not running and it's gonna freeze. So right now my system's actually drained, but when it's running, the water doesn't freeze. Like if there's a fire in it, water won't freeze. Will the vet be up for sale? It was going to be originally. Now Matt wants to keep it and drive it, so that'll be a Matt question. But yeah, we're still getting the other shop and barrier there set up. It's just like not really functional to be working out of it until it's set up. But Mike has some work that he needs me to do anyway, so I'm here for a little bit. But our plans is that we are going to be putting in a paint booth there in barrier that me and Matt discussed at the beginning of this month. And so we are going to be putting in a paint booth in barrier and getting that shop actually set up to do some work out of, because right now it's just like, you can do some stuff out of it, but it's just really not set up for production yet. But we've accumulated quite a bit in the last month to like kind of get it to a spot where it's going to need to be. But yeah, in the spring for sure, we're going to have to be building a paint booth out there in barrier. But the other thing is that Big Donnie has a shop down the way from me that's only like a 30-second drive from where my shop is, and it used to have a renter in it, but now it doesn't, and he said that I can use a paint booth there for the meantime, so that's awesome. But I did get a big order of tools and getting my gas here soon and stuff, so while I've been here working at Rust Bros, I've just been basically buying the stuff I need to make that shop actually functional. And yeah, the Corvette did take a long time. It's done now. Obviously you guys haven't seen those YouTube videos come out yet. Or like they're not posted yet. But the other big thing is like, I know that the Corvette job has been absolute fucking chaos. I agree. It was also supposed to just be a motor swap. It was, the old motor was supposed to come out, get rebuilt and put back in. And then Matt kind of was like, oh, well, maybe we should paint it. Okay, actually, we should pull the transmission out. So after I had already pulled the motor out, I had to go back in, drop the tranny, which was really hard to get out with it not being attached to the motor. And like, there was just a bunch of stuff. It was supposed to be one thing, and then every time I completed a task, he's like, oh, well, maybe we do all of this other stuff. So we've since had a discussion about when vehicles come in, it needs to have a set plan, because it's ridiculous to keep going back and adding more. It's just a waste of time and money, and then you have to wait for parts to be ordered in. So I believe me and him are on the same page now, where it's like when a vehicle comes in, or before the vehicle, we even start working on the vehicle, it's like the part, we need to know what we're doing. We need to order the parts so they're here when we get, like they're here when we want to work on that vehicle, and we stick to the plan. But yeah, the Corvette was just supposed to be pull the old motor out, get it rebuilt, put it in, but then it turned out into getting the transmission rebuilt, getting a new crate motor, which was not for this car and was supposed to be built for this car, but due to communication errors, Mike went and picked it up early before they had started building it. So then I had to do all of the stuff to the motor to get it to fit in this car, and I'm not a mechanic, so that did take me quite a while. But body and paint and everything's done. Matt didn't even decide he wanted to paint it until like basically the end. So I agree that this Corvette has been an absolute shit show, and Matt is paying for all of that because, well, it's kind of his fault. Yeah, and Matt also overpaid for the Corvette as well, so he was like, if we just put a new motor in it, like, will it sell for, anyways, whatever. We're into it now, but it's done, except for the distributor, which got here yesterday. So yeah, but it's been painted. It looks really good. Paint turned out awesome. Motor's in there. Haven't flashed it up yet. I mean, it was dynoed and it's already been broken in and stuff like that, but I haven't flashed it up in the car yet. But I'm gonna wait for Blair and Mike to have, or maybe even Avery. Well, actually, I might actually ask Avery to come and troubleshoot some stuff. Well, help me get it running. Not running, like it's all connected there. I just haven't flashed it up yet. But if there is any issues, I would like to have somebody who's more mechanically inclined than we are to help problem solve. But as far as I know, everything should be good, but I don't have high confidence in it. Happy Valentine's Day. Like I said, the Corvette is done. I just got to drop the new distributor in it and flash it up. But Matt's still not here, and he wants to be here for when it runs for the first time as well. But I need help putting the new distributor in it, because you have to set the timing, and the timing looks like it's already a tooth out, said somebody. Anyways, I need somebody that has more knowledge than me, Mike, or Blair. So I think I'm gonna, when Avery has a free moment, I think I'm gonna get him just to come check it out and help me drop the new distributor in and just make sure that the timing's sitting right, because it looked right to me, Blair, and Mike, but then it didn't look right to Todd. So I would like to, anyways, Avery knows what he's doing, so I'm hoping that I can take a moment of his time just to make sure that when we put the new distributor in, the timing's set properly. But we'll see. Yeah, and also, like, this motor took me a while to get it into the car, because we went to go put it into the car and it was supposed to fit, and we didn't know that Mike picked it up early. Like, nobody gave me any fucking information. And so we went to go put it in there, and the oil pan was sitting on the steering linkage. And so I called Canadian Crate, and they're like, okay, well, you just need a new oil pan. So went, bought the new oil pan, went to go put the new oil pan up there, and the old windage tray bolts, which are the main bearing bolts, have extensions on the end to hold the old windage plate. And so those old bolts were making it so I couldn't get the oil pan up all the way. And so Canadian Crate told me to cut the bolts, so we pulled them out, cut them, put it back, and then put the new oil pan on. And then the block didn't come with a fuel pump milled for it, so I had to wire in an electric fuel pump. What else was there? I don't know. There was a ton of stuff. The new motor that went in here, yeah, like flywheel and stuff, it was just a completely different motor than the one that was in it before. And so there was a lot of adjustments to be made, and I was just basically figuring it out step by step every time I ran into a problem. So it took me quite a few days to get that motor in and buttoned up, but I learned a lot. Education is invaluable. You guys want to see the paint job? It's really dusty right now. I painted the Corvette. It's like a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago, I painted the Corvette. Again, sorry that it's not up on the YouTube yet, but it should be soon. It's really dusty right now, so you can't see how glossy it is, but kind of see a glossy spot. It's been sitting here in the shop for almost 2 weeks, so now it's got a nice layer of dust on the fresh paint job. But it turned out really well. I got 2 runs, very small, and spots where they are not very noticeable. So that's pretty good. Only got a couple dust nibs in it too, which is surprising because our booth setup is not fantastic. So normally there's way more dust in it, but it turned out actually pretty good. I'm very, very happy with how the paint turned out. He went to breakfast with Matt. A spare tire holder? No, I didn't. It's a plastic cover, and it's got a hole in it because that's where it probably drags on the ground. I'm not gonna go in and do a big plastic repair on the spare tire cover. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, once I go to, I'm not gonna polish out like those 2 little runs and the couple dust nibs until the paint is fully cured. Right now you can go in and wet sand and polish it. I like to leave it for at least a month because that means your paint is fully cured and it polishes up way better and it's harder. Right now it's actually still releasing gases, and it will be for the next couple weeks, and that can really fade your polish job. So it's not in a rush to be wet sand and polished, but once the paint's fully cured, I'll go in and wet sand and polish it. Yeah, I do know like how to put in a new distributor and bring it back up to top dead center and all that. I've just never done it before. And somebody said it looks like the distributor that's already in it, and like somebody else, the people who built the motor, put the distributor in, and somebody said it looks like a tooth off. But between me, Mike, and Blair, we couldn't figure out if it was actually tooth off or not. So I would just like to get an actual mechanic in here to help set the timing, which is like, there's enough of them around here in Rust Valley. So I'm sure Avery will be stopping by the shop within the next week. Where's my doggo? She's at home. You can polish the car right after you paint it if you want. It's just, as it gasses off, it can dull. What grit do I take wet sanding to? You know, it really depends. I mean, I like to take it up to 8,000. Some people are good at 5,000. I also think it really depends on the color and like if you're doing it for like production versus restoration. It's like how many hours does a client want to take it to? It's like generally how. But I like to take mine to 8,000. Yeah, it's actually been, I mean, I've learned a lot putting this motor in. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic, so everything was basically a learning curve for me, but it looks good in there, at least. I'm still mad at Matt that he made me do it, but I also told Matt prehand, I'm like, you know I'm not a mechanic and this is going to take me forever to do. And he's like, it's okay, you're competent. I'm like, be that as it may, it takes a long time to learn what you're doing. Yeah, Sierra's not here right now. Lincoln's here. Sierra, like, I used to take her to work every day, and, like, when I'm in Barrier, I do. But here, it's just, like, I just leave her at home because I'm home every night. Yeah, I think they said that starting point is 12 degrees for the distributor, and then when it's running, it's like 32 degrees is what you set it for, but we no longer have the graveyard of cars, and we're actually having, basically we're probably going to lose the Rust Bros shop because of the this being an illegal building and the and it being built on ALR land. So the chances that this shop has to be ripped down next year are pretty great. So we're having another auction, I think in April. Mike's auctioning off the rest of his cars. So if you've been following along the Rust Bros YouTube channel, you've seen Blair just doing metal work to all the cars and then like having them sandblasted and just a coat of epoxy put on them and then back out in the yard so that we're getting everything ready for the auction. But Mike's auctioning off all of it, everything, because we probably have to rip this place down. I see. Sorry, Bruce, if I have a boyfriend. Mike was never told, so back when Mike built the shop, you didn't have to have building permits or anything like that to build. So he bought the property, not legally, he basically leased the land that the shop is on from the guy who owns this whole property. And so he leased the land or bought it with like a handwritten contract, basically. Don't ask me why. And then he built the shop, which was built legally because we didn't have like building codes out here, but the landowner never told Mike that this was ALR land. So the only reason the shop has to come down is because it's on ALR and we're not using it for farming. And So we can't have a car shop on ALR land. So right now he's disputing trying to get it subdivided and everything like that, but he is basically exhausted every other avenue. There's like a couple things if it works out where we could keep the shop, but the likeliness of that is very slim. Somebody just called you the metal master. All right, guys, I should probably get going. Could drive my van home. Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. Now, how do I end this?